Good morning, guys. It's morning here when I'm recording this video. You might be watching at night or some other time of day, and that's fine. We're going to talk about Chapter 7 today. Chapter 7 is called Managing Risk, Vision, and Perception. Okay? And one of the things you need to understand is kind of how vision really plays into your driving. It's a crucial thing. Visual is the most important sense that we use while driving. We obviously use our hearing and other things, but visual is truly the best way to take in your entire environment, okay? And when we're talking about the driving environment, we're talking about a lot of things. We're talking about like motorized vehicles, we're talking about signs and signals and markings, lane markings, things like that we talked about in the last chapter. Non-motorized users, bicyclists, pedestrians, etc., and the roadway features. Is it a crowned roadway where it's a little higher in the center so it can run off? Is it a banked roadway if you're going on a curve? So you're looking at those roadway features. Is there snow on the roadway? Is there rain? Is there any other sort of thing? So that can be a challenge as well. Okay, there's two definitions in this chapter that you need to understand. Okay, there's one called the visual lead. Visual lead is how far down the road you can see. Okay, sometimes your visual lead is 3 seconds because you're going up a hill and you can't see what's on the other side of the hill. Sometimes your visual lead is 20 or 30 seconds, okay, because you can see across the valley or somewhere down the road quite a distance, okay? So kind of be aware of that. But your visual lead is typically about 20 to 30 seconds on an average straight road. That's about how much time you should give. The other definition that comes up in this chapter a lot is called a visual control zone. It's the time that you need to regain control of your car in an emergency situation, and that is 12 to 15 seconds. So you got visual lead and visual control zone. Visual lead is 20 to 30, visual control zone is 12 to 15 seconds, okay? One of the other things they talk about in this is ground viewing. Okay, ground viewing is looking for shadows, looking for pavement markings, looking for road conditions, things that are on the ground around your car. Okay, maybe a dead animal, maybe an animal that's running out in front of your car. Anything that would be on the ground around your car is what you're looking for when you're ground viewing, okay? And then the mirrors. It's another visual tool that we use. We have the two side mirrors and usually a center mirror as well. Some of your cars or trucks might have what we call fisheye mirrors. They're little round mirrors. They're convex, so they actually show a little more to your side. So mirrors are real important. There will be like a 1-minute video about mirrors added to this grouping on Google Classroom as well. But they're really there for a major reason. They're there to help you avoid a collision when things are changing rapidly. Okay, I'm cruising down the road. Guy in front of me decides to turn his signal on at the last minute. I get to look in my rearview mirror. Do I want to slam on the brakes and hope I don't hit him? Do I want to swerve out of the way? What's behind me? Is there a semi bearing up on my backside? I definitely don't want to deal with that. I don't want him to run me over. So maybe I move over and try to go around this car in the shoulder. So you're looking around you all the time to judge and make judgments based on weather, based on the road conditions, based on how fast you're going, things like that. Okay? There's a thing in your when you're talking about vision, we call them blind spots or blind areas. Blind spots or blind areas are areas around your vehicle that you can't see when you're using your mirrors, when you're scanning from side to side, when you're looking forward, when you're using ground view, you're using all the tools you have of vision, and you still can't see. Maybe it's like a back corner on the right or left corner of your car you can't see real well because there's a bar between the back window and the side window. You know, there's any number of things that might cause a blind spot, okay? To check your blind area, the big thing, and they'll do this on your road test, just take a quick look over your shoulder to the right and to the left. Make sure there's nothing there that you missed. Okay, when you're making a lane change to the left, it's always a good idea to kind of glance over your shoulder. Even if you got good mirrors, glance over your shoulder. Some of the new cars have sensors that if somebody's next to you on the highway, that beeps, okay, or lights up on your mirror on the outside. Those are nice tools, but always look over your shoulder. You don't trust the technology as much as you want. I'm a little more leery of the technology that it's going to work all the time or not, okay? To develop a selective search pattern, it's another definition in the book, it's called selective search pattern. You want to know where to direct your search, and you want to classify information into major groups. So you're classifying all the time. You're doing this in your head. It's something you don't even think about. Okay, there's cars ahead of me. There's cars behind me. Those are motorized vehicles. Oh, there's sign over here. This sign tells me to do this. All this stuff you're putting in chunks, okay, in your brain to process that information. Okay. Another thing is they talk about where you should focus, and it's kind of a weird thing. You know, some people like focus down the center of the road. Focus. There's all kinds of different ways. You're focusing on your intended path of travel. Okay, where is your car going? Where do you want it to go? Do you want it to go forward, or are you backing up? Then your intended path of travel is obviously different. So just understand that. Okay. I talked about this earlier. Which sense is most critical? Obviously, vision, the most important thing when you're driving. Okay. They talk about a couple different types of vision. They talk about central vision, peripheral vision, and fringe vision in the book. You obviously don't have a book. Peripheral vision is that side-to-side vision. Okay, I'm sitting here at my desk at school. If a car goes by outside, which is directly to my right, I can see movement. Okay, maybe I can tell the color of the car, but probably not. I can just tell that there's something moving, something going by outside my window. Okay, that's your peripheral vision, that's side to side. It's what's going to catch a deer, catch something going on the side of the road, any number of things that's going on if you haven't seen it already by the time you get up on whatever that issue is. Fringe vision is your vision this way, okay, out at about a 45-degree angle from your eyes. It's going to catch, central things. It's also going to catch things that are towards the side of the road, a bicyclist, a car stopped on the side of the road, an animal, kids playing near the road, any of those sorts of things. That's your fringe vision. And your central vision is a real narrow vision straight ahead. It's what you see straight ahead. Okay, you're going to see a car in front of you. You're going to see open road in front of you. Whatever you see, that's part of that central vision piece. Okay, central vision is a very narrow piece. Fringe vision is going to provide information about lane position, objects closest to the road, like we kind of talked about, just that edge of road type thing. Another question they have here on the quiz, just kind of want to go over real quick. They say, which of the following is most important when judging clearance for braking? Okay, and they give you four choices. A couple are funny. Vehicle color has nothing to do with it. Vehicle type, maybe a little bit, but probably not your best thing. Vehicle age, who cares? Unless the car is falling apart and you can't stop it. Vehicle speed is the most critical thing when you're judging for clearance for braking. Okay, if I'm going 55, I need more room to brake. Okay, if I'm going 20, it's going to take me less time to brake than if I'm going 55. Okay. Another thing, if you're driving down the road, you have to make an emergency stop. You want to look at everything going on around you before you stop the car if you can. Okay, depends on what's going on with the car. If the car's completely dying, and you got to really figure things out. But even then, you need to kind of let the car roll and look behind you, look next to you, make sure you're clear, pop that signal on, and get the heck off the road. And then stop the vehicle. Try not to stop in a traffic lane. That becomes obviously quite dangerous. Okay, so things get kind of hairy out there if you're doing that. Okay. Let's see. The rest of this is pretty straightforward, okay? It talks again about central vision. Talks about drivers with poor visual habits. If you have poor visual habits, you tend not to be aware of what's going on, okay? You tend to kind of be lost out there. So just something to keep in mind as you're taking this quiz. Okay, that's about it. There's going to be some other videos on vision and perception. Maybe you want to watch those before you take the quiz. A couple are a little longer, a couple are a little shorter. I also have a thing about how to adjust your mirrors and using your mirrors properly. That's about 1 minute long. So I'll have those videos attached here to the Google Classroom with the quiz, and we'll go from there. Have a great day. Bye.